Hey, babe,
Yes.
I want to talk to you about something.
All right.
And I want everybody watching this to know that this is not scripted. Jeff has no idea what I'm going to bring up. He does say life with me is never boring, so
Yes.
we will go
Never.
there. So, when we first met,
Yes.
you said that everybody wants what we have.
Yes.
And I want to talk about that because I run into so many women specifically who tell me it's not there for them. They don't believe in it really, but that's not what they're saying. What they're saying is there's no good men out there. All the good ones are taken. I'm really frightened, which doesn't sound like I'm frightened. It sounds like I don't trust men. So there's a lot of times we say things, but we really mean something else.
Yes.
And I really want our audience to know that true love is possible.
Yes.
Does it take work? Yes. And it took work independently for both of us.
Yes.
We had our journeys independently. We worked on ourselves independently. We were both into personal growth. We wanted to better ourselves for those relationships.
Yep.
And then we met.
And here we are.
And here we are. Can you speak to that for the ladies? Because they're so busy judging themselves. They're so busy comparing themselves with who they were 40 years ago physically, but not taking into account of who they are today emotionally, spiritually, and all of that.
Yeah.
And I know you love older women.
I do.
Yes.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
a
yes.
little bit older than him.
Especially this one.
So share this with our audience because they are not grasping their value. They're not understanding how incredible they are. And I want them to see that there's hope.
Well, first of all, there's no good men. No, I'm joking. We actually had this discussion last night with somebody that we were having dinner with, one of Donna's clients, as a matter of fact. And I made the comment, you need to become what you want to attract. And part of the attraction process is for you ladies to be working on yourself. We told someone else yesterday, someone that we ran into, it was like, look, you don't get everything where it needs to be and then you start. No, you just start where you're at.
So start dating where you're at, or stop personal development where you're at, or start
Both.
growth.
Everything.
Okay,
Everything.
all of it.
You can only be what you are.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you have to stay there.
Right.
So,
Thank you.
well, yes, and thank the Lord for that. Otherwise, we'd all be in trouble. There's so many good books out there. I actually have the people that work with me at my job reading Atomic Habits right now.
Great book. If you haven't, James Clear, great
Yes.
book. Grab it.
But you need to be working on yourself, becoming more and more of the person who you want to be in order to attract the person you want to attract.
Right.
And as you're on that journey, I mean, Donna and I have been together for 8 years, and we are definitely not the same people we were when we met.
No.
But when we met, we were both working on personal development.
Right.
We were both striving to get better, to become the person that we really want to be. And we've both come a long, long, long way. But I say all of that to say this. Start where you're at. Work on yourself. Listen to this woman, to her videos. We went out for dinner last night at a place that we ended up actually not even staying, but we met this group of people in the parking lot.
That was fun.
It was a lot of fun. And it was one of those things that we went to the restaurant. They said, well, do you have reservations? No, make a long one, a short one. We ended up leaving, and I made a comment. There's a good chance the only reason we went to that restaurant was to meet the people out in the parking lot.
Yeah, talk about synchronicities. Now, I want to back up a second because as a mature woman who is now in her 60s, I told Jeff something this morning, actually, that I really wanted for him to hear. And that is, when I look in the mirror now, I used to, and I know a lot of my fellow women do this, compare my looks with who I was when I was in my 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s.
A lot of guys do that as well.
And, that's a good point.
Yeah.
And I started, because of Jeff and his true appreciation for mature women. I used to think, sure, you like older women when you're 20. Who does? I mean, when I was 20, I like older men. So, but he's talking about women today. And when I conveyed to him that I had a friend who said, yeah, but I'm getting wrinkles and I've got lines. He said, I love those. I love those features.
Yeah.
That's like a huge turn on.
Well, it is. It's a turn on for me.
Yeah. So now understand this. Now, do all men like older women? Especially if they're mature? No. But when I look in the mirror, I now see myself through Jeff's eyes. I don't downplay my wrinkles, my neck changing, my eyelids. I mean, we can go on and on and on.
Yeah.
I am loving myself more and more for who I am and what I've become.
Yes.
And that includes what I look like. And so we can stop the self-judgment. There's men out there who will bypass that in a snap of a finger. Well, the cream will rise to the top.
Well, you just made a comment. You said, well, not all men like older women, but not all men like younger women either.
That's right.
There are, I guarantee you, there's a lot of men out there that you might go out on a date once or twice with someone that's younger, but in the scheme of things, you want somebody that you have something in common with,
right?
And not just in the physical realm. You want to have somebody that you can have dialogue with, someone that has understanding, somebody that has some maturity, so there's just so many things. Don't allow your mind to take you in a place that it's not going to do you any good.
First of all, it's inconsequential.
It's
irrelevant.
It is.
And we have choices to look at ourselves or have our thoughts what we want, right? We can control our thought. Thank you. Our thoughts. So this is super important, and we say all this to say because we do hear over and over again that people want what we have. This is why I have a membership. You can see the link below. Yeah. This is why we talk about this because I know it's possible. Yes. It's just that you're not aligned yet. You haven't figured out how to get yourself centered and anchored, and that's what I'm here for. Ladies, that's why I'm a woman's dating coach.
Well, it's not just possible. If you listen to her and follow her program, it's probable.
Yeah, it's probable. So because remember, true love comes from within first, right? Yes. Loving ourselves happens first. And the more that we love ourselves in a genuine understanding, that we stop the blaming, the shaming, and the comparing, the better off you'll be as you go out there and date. Is there anything else you'd like to say, babe?
No, I think for this segment, we've said what we need to say. Okay. I encourage you to begin to quit looking at yourself and start working on yourself. Quit looking at all the flaws, because it's not just women, it's everybody. We tend to look at our flaws. Well, my nose is too big. My chin is basically, it's everything. For guys, I'm going bald. I'm this or that, whatever it might be. Yeah. The fact is, quit looking at the imperfections that you quote unquote see in your eyes and begin to work on yourself again to become the person you really want to be, and that somebody on the caliber you're wanting to meet would really want to meet and be with.
Because we're talking about soul to soul, ladies. We're talking about soul to soul.
Yes.
Okay, and remember,
it doesn't have to be that hard.